The first things first, though, is this PayPal thing that recently happened. If you haven't noticed, PayPal, they put out a policy change where they said if you partake in misinformation that they're going to fine you $2,500. They're going to just take that out of your account and all of that. And then because they got so much backlash, people started canceling their accounts, their market value started dropping, all that stuff. They walked it back and said, no, that was an accident. We didn't mean to put that out, all of that. Now, the narrative, I guess you could say, on this is it failed.
Hello and welcome to Standing Up School. And you failed.
It was a failure. They got caught doing something that they weren't supposed to. I'm under the belief that it wasn't a failure and they meant to get caught. My perspective on a lot of this stuff is if you know it, they allowed you to know it. This type of stuff doesn't really slip something this big and what it involves. I'm under the belief that this was a test. This was here to gather information. Who, how, why, what was the reaction? They're always doing these things. Like I said, with the lockdowns and stuff, that was all a test as well. They were testing things. They were testing how people were going to react. They were testing what was going on. It was definitely a bomb on the economy. That wasn't a test. That was really for that to happen. And it was also a test for a UBI system and everything.
If you have one bucket that holds 2 gallons and another bucket that holds 5 gallons, how many buckets do you have?
2?
Thank you.
They were testing all this stuff. They were gathering information, and I believe that this is exactly what this was. They were gathering information. They wanted to see who would respond, how would they respond, how would things go about so they can properly build this thing out. And if you also notice, which everybody was up in arms about this, also slid into the policy, which is still there, states that discrimination and hate, quote unquote, will not be tolerated, but they have no description of what they define as discrimination and hate. So they walked back the misinformation part and everything like that, but they still have the discrimination and hate things. And I've seen stuff out there, like there was I don't remember the name of it. It was the Gays Against Grooming or something like that. They got their account suspended because they're going against the fight. They're going with the fighting against the grooming of kids and everything. So all that stuff's still there. They're just testing the stuff and they're making their own rules and they're seeing how people are going to react to it. Now, just a couple of notes on PayPal that I don't think people understand. It's kind of passed under the radar. PayPal was founded in 1998 by Peter Thiel. He was one of the people involved with it. I mentioned Peter Thiel last week. Was it last week? Or no, it was the week before, where there's he's one of the people that is working on like curing death, on the de-aging stuff and all of that. And I told you he was big time a part of this stuff. Well, he was one of the founders of PayPal. Also to note, Elon Musk was also a part of a merger with PayPal. He was also one of the people who was involved with the whole PayPal thing as well. Two of these guys, as well as PayPal themselves, these are all involved with the WEF and everything. So they're fully on board with, like I said, gathering this information and pushing this agenda even further. So it's important to know that. And like I said, we're at the point where they're wanting to gather all of this information on us because they're building their Internet of Things profile. I've talked about this a bunch of times. I have a video on my channel if you want to see what it's broken down to and how it all works and everything. But they're building these Internet of Things profiles. This is going to help with the social credit aspect of things. So like I said, when they're gathering information on who was up in arms, who deleted their account, who was against this, they're putting that little mark in your profile so they know how they're going to build out this social credit system that they've been doing. So they're targeting these people. They're figuring it out who it is. So yeah, I understand why some people who aren't thinking of it in this aspect are thinking that was a failure. I mean, they messed up, they got caught or whatever. I think it's exactly what they were planning on doing. I don't think that they were they knew there was going to be backlash and they were going to walk it back. They knew that was going to happen, but they gathered a lot of information because of it. So it's very important that we remember to do that. But also, there's also the aspect of, if they want your account drained, they don't need PayPal. They can hit you in so many other ways. So even if that is not a policy of PayPal, if they want your money, they're going to take it.
Hey, Simpson, let me save you the trouble of putting that money back in your pocket.
Stupid Nelson. I hate that guy.
So the aspect with that would be, what about all the new IRS agents that they've put out? So that's definitely going to play a part in what's coming later down the line on this stuff. So as they're building their beast coin one world economy, they have to take all of this information and apply it. And like I said, it's going to be a part of your social credit system. We are seeing new aspects of that social credit score system being placed everywhere and everything. The big one that's active and live now is the ESG, which is basically the social credit score system for companies. That's what's pushing all of the Agenda 2030. That's what's pushing the climate change stuff. That's why all of these companies are falling in line with what's going on and how they're doing this. It's because of this ESG, the social credit score system. I've broken this down before, but simply put, if you're not going to play ball, they're going to pull all of their money out of your company and you're going to go bankrupt. And so that's very much a part of it. Now, just recently announced by the Federal Reserve, and this is what they say, is 6 of the nation's largest banks will participate in a pilot climate scenario analysis exercise designed to enhance the ability of supervisors and firms to measure and manage climate-related financial risks. They're always wordy with this stuff. They're always extremely wordy with this stuff. But basically what they're doing is they're testing the resiliency of the financial institutions during different climate scenarios. They have not released any information on what this means. They have not released what the program is going to be, what the analysis, the exercise that they're going to be doing. There's been no specifics. They said that stuff's going to be released as they get ready to do it. It's not happening yet, but they plan on doing it. I think it's the beginning of this of 2023 that they're planning on doing it. And so they're getting ready to implement more of this climate stuff to get their financial and banking stuff going. This is the backbone of ESG, is controlling the finance under the name of climate change. And so basically what it is it's gatekeeping and determining who is willing to play ball with Big Brother. Like I said before, if you're not willing to play their game, if you're not willing to implement what they want you to implement, then they're going to withdraw their money. They're going to tell investors to back off. What they do is it's kind of like putting a infected grenade into that company. And so anybody who interacts and does business with a company that is refusing the ESG stuff, basically those companies then start getting infected. And because of their business with that company, the big boys, the big brother is going to be pulling out of those companies as well. So you do not want to be caught doing business with somebody who's not playing the ESG game. And so the 6 banks that are playing along with this is going to be the Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo.
There's a big surprise. That's an incredible... I think I'm going to have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
I don't think anybody is really surprised by the names on those lists, to be honest. Now, Like I said, there's not much in terms of specifics on this program yet, but my guess is it's going to involve implementing both a private social credit score as well as carbon credits. They're going to be getting this stuff ready to implement on the private citizens.